Hello. This one is a story I heard from a friend yesterday, and it is so beautiful that I had to share it with you right away. Now, there was this professor who once walked into a classroom with a bowl of fish, and the bowl was so full that the fish were troubled, and some of them were trying to jump out of the bowl, trying to escape. The professor set the bowl up on a table and spoke to the class, saying, "Some of these fish may try to jump out of the bowl while I'm outside the class, and I want you to not help these fish. It's fine if they jump out and die, but I don't want any of you to put any of the fish back into the bowl." The children were a little amazed at this statement, but after the professor walked out, they just kept staring at the bowl, and sure enough, the fish started jumping out. Some of them managed to jump out and out of the bowl onto the table, and obviously they were struggling to survive, and some of them seemed to be losing breath very, very fast. All the children looked at the bowl, but because they had been instructed so strongly not to help the fish, none of them would do anything about it. However, after a few minutes, a little girl got up and walked to the table, and started putting the fish back into the bowl. One after the other, the fish would jump out of the bowl and the girl would put them back in. All the other kids started talking to her, saying that she was doing something which she had been asked not to do, and they started even laughing and taunting her about it because they thought she was being, well, at the least disobedient and pretty much stupid. However, after a while, the professor walked back in, and he had observed what was happening from a distance. He walked back in and asked the class, "So, have you learnt your lesson for the day?" The kids looked at him in amazement and asked, "What lesson are you talking about? You haven't taught us anything yet. You weren't in the class." And the professor went, "Well, your lesson was that no matter what anyone tells you, no matter how crazy, how strong the conditioning is, when you know that something you've been asked to do isn't right, you have to get up and do the right thing." The kids all sat there in amazement and looked at the girl who had actually got up and done the right thing, because they all realized now that she had saved a few lives, to say the least. And the learning for me from this was, it's so often in life that we end up not doing certain things simply because of the kind of conditioning that we've had. The right thing is generally very obvious. There is nothing that stops us from knowing what the right thing is, because it's generally pretty much in your face, and you know that there are certain things that just need to be done. And our conditioning prohibits us, inhibits our actions, and just doesn't allow us to do it, when we know that this is something that we really should be doing. And so often our regrets from life, in fact pretty much always the regrets from our life, are because of the things that we missed out on doing, more often than the ones we've have got to do. So I hope you like the story, and I hope you enjoyed this beautiful story, and I hope to see you in the next one. Thank you for watching.